Yes, it's time for the Q&A session, which is the second part. Hang on. What was I saying? Yes, it's time for the Q&A session, which is the second part of my streaming service, my streaming show, where I go through all your questions that you've been asking me. Thank you very much for every single person who's asked me questions on curiouscat.me/GRAX'S, whether it be anonymous and such. And you can always ask me questions on a curiouscat.me/GRAX'S, or you can always email me grax@graxdomain.co.uk, or social medias, Twitter, Facebook, etc. Actually, I want to ask something, right? I think something's happened to curiouscat.me. It's like, I was trying to log onto it recently just to see how many email questions I've gotten. And now they're coming up with this thing called Beacon. The new app Beacon is finally here. What is Beacon? Where did this come from? I don't understand. And the thing is, like, I tried downloading Beacon onto my phone and logging in everything, but it doesn't have any of my Curious Cat questions. So when did this get announced, and what's the point of it if I can't access my Curious Cat questions? So let me just get this up. Ooh, okay. So I got a whole bunch of questions. Yeah. So, and I haven't answered this since, some of these questions are from the 27th of September. So just over a month and a half, but that's good. It could be a lot worse. Let's see. Check the chat right now. Love cheesy foots. I'm sure you do. I like Grax. Is that an invitation? Is there going to be a Grax Christmas party? There won't be a Grax Christmas party. There might be a New Year's kind of celebration type of thing. Actually, I quite like this down here. There might be a New Year's Eve celebration depending on what the plan is. So last year, 2018, I did like a live stream where I just live streamed the fireworks coming in, and I got drunk with people who watched me. It was quite fun. And then that was it. But the question, I suppose, is, do people want like a Grax Christmas party, or will they be happy with a New Year's thing? I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat or in the description down below, in the chat down below if you're watching this in the future. Tom Mayhew sounds like he wants a Christmas party, a Grax themed Christmas party. I'm sure if more people want a Christmas party themed of me, of Grax, then we can probably make something work. But let me know if anybody else wants it. Or is it just going to be... Okay, is it going to be a Christmas party, or is it just going to be myself, my girlfriend, Tom, and his girlfriend when we're all playing Overcooked 2? That would be a cool idea. All right, so enough of the booze, all right? Enough of the booze. Yes, that's more like it. By the way, I'm looking at the chat down there if people are wondering what's going on. First question, Anonymous asked... on the 27th of September. The stream with the RG lads the other day was great fun. You should definitely work together more often. Well, that was actually good fun. It was kind of it was a spur of the moment type of thing, tried to get the different games up and running. So I was like, okay, I got a PS4, I got these games, and we just tried each one of them, and it turned out to be really good fun. And one of the reasons why is because, one, you guys joined us. Thank you very much for watching us. And two, it was nice and relaxed. There is talks about the three of us getting together next month in December, and I would like us to do another kind of gaming stream. Hang on, this is not straight. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, there was talk about us doing another game stream next month. Not 100% confirmed, but I'll see how it goes. And it should be easy enough to do, right? Because I've got my new shiny laptop, which is nice and portable, and that's been the key thing. And I could just bring equipment to one of our houses and set things up, and happy days. Anyway, but we shall see. In terms of doing anything else, I don't know. There's always talk about us doing a podcast together. Let's see. Here's Christmas party. We'd be naked with me the whole day. Would it now? We might have to turn off that camera so that the internet doesn't see us, or some Russian mafia doesn't hack into the camera and watch us in action. Mm. Yes, sorry, got distracted about streaming websites. Excuse me. Anon asks on the 3rd of October, what if God was a scientist? I actually, I don't quite subscribe to that viewpoint. What if God was a scientist? I'm sure that's the name of a song, or I know there was a song called What If God Was One of Us? What if God was one of us? He'd be just the same as all of us, or something like that. And I'm sure there's a book about it or something. Anyway, serious talk. If I don't quite subscribe to God being a sentient being, I subscribe to the idea of God being an energy, a force, as you will, if you will, not Star Wars force, but excuse me. Sorry, that was a bit rude. That was another thing about China. Yeah, that was another thing about China that I found charming in a way, because people just belched and farted without saying excuse me or anything like that. Even Viv's parents were farting and belching without apologizing. And I thought that's quite charming. And people were just like walking around, clearing their throats and spitting out. And every time they did that, I was like, nice. But I just find that kind of thing amusing. Anyway, yeah, I think that God's kind of more of an energy. Although I wouldn't be surprised if God was a scientist who was just somebody who created everything in the lab. But he thought, oh, okay, let's observe this pocket universe that we've created. I'm sorry, my nose has been really itchy because this hat is just all over the place and it's shedding its fur. I should have thought about this. Maybe I should have washed this before putting it on. Oh well. Did you blow your nose on the tablecloth? No, I didn't blow my nose on the tablecloth. Tom Mayhew asks, on the 10th of October, how do you feel about Venom 2 coming out next year? Do you think they will learn from the original or just put out another meh film? Funny thing you should say that. Actually, on the flight home from China, they had Venom with Tom Hardy in the selection of movies to watch on the plane. And I watched it back again, and that's not quite true. I only watched the Venom bits very, very quickly. So that took all of what? 10 minutes? And those bits are okay, but I didn't bother watching the rest. And I think that, okay, if they watched my complaint video where I said what was wrong with the movie, and if they learned from their mistakes and learn from my suggestions or my feelings, then I think they'll learn their mistakes and make the movie absolutely great. It'll make absolute sense and it'll be marvelous. They're not going to. Let's be real. They're not going to watch my stuff. I think that I just don't trust Sony to do anything good in terms of making a live action movie. A cartoon movie, they're absolutely great, as was shown by Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. That was an amazing movie. Easily one of my favorite movies of all time. But and also that there has been talks about Spider-Man from the MCU being able to go to these different kind of movie franchises. To cut a long story short, there was a disagreement between Sony and Marvel Studios, about the licensing and the use of Spider-Man, and they separated and they got back together. But there's more information on the internet. So that might be cool if Tom Hardy was in the Venom movie, but I think they're just going to produce another meh movie. And especially the idea with, spoiler alert, if the idea with Tom facing up against Woody Harrelson as Carnage with his shitty wig, I just got no hope. I have no faith in that movie, but I'll be sure to watch the trailers when it comes out for Venom 2. Anonymous asks, GRAX'S special calendars for 2020? No, I'm not going to do a 2020 calendar. Because I don't have any pictures. I don't have any interesting pictures. I haven't taken any new pictures. And I'm not going to lie, I want to get into shape before I do another calendar. Because I picture myself spending too much money to go to a photography studio and doing some naughty nudie photos, tasteful naughty nudie photos, with my amazing sexy body, which will take me about a year to do. So 2021, that might be our thing. Incidentally, I've said this before and I'll say it again. Thank you everybody who bought a calendar last year. I hope that they have served you well. Oh, wait a minute, breaking news. Tom Mayhew says, here's a challenge for you, you G-Dog. Well, he doesn't say G-Dog, but he says Grax, but you know what he means. Do a new wax Grax for 2021 10-year anniversary. That would encourage G-Dog to get into shape for 2021 and raise loads of money. You know what? I'm not saying that's a stupid idea. And I'm being serious. That's not a stupid idea. I'm going to put a pin on it and revisit it next year. It would be kind of interesting. Yeah, I will actually think about this. I'll genuinely think about whether I'll do it for 2021. It's a good idea. Let's see. Any plans? Anon asks on the 13th of October. Any plans to stream more Monster Hunter? No, I haven't had any plans to. Sorry. No, I am not planning to do Monster Hunter, but that doesn't mean that I won't. Especially if I can get back with Miko and she can give me some guidance around the Monster Hunter world universe. And they've recently brought out the Ice Planets expansion pack or something. I don't know. No plans, but I might do. I'd love to see you stream a fighting game, says Anon on the 17th of October. Something like Killer Instinct or Street Fighter, if you have any of those. I actually do like fighting games quite a lot, and I do have the Killer Instincts on the PC, and I've also got a few fighting games. Street Fighter used to be my go-to game for fighting. I used to love that game a lot. I kind of waned in interest over the years. Although they did just recently announce that there's going to be a Street Fighter V Championship Edition, which is basically everything. All the characters which have been over the last 4 years for like 30 quid. That's coming out in February 2020. I actually might pick that up. I also love Dragon Ball Fighters, and they're going to do a new DLC character called Broly. From the Dragon Ball Super movie Broly, and that would be quite cool. I don't know, I might actually stream that. I don't know how interested people would be. I don't know if people would actually be interested in me watching me play fighting games, except for you, Anonymous. But yeah, I might try it. Yeah, I'll keep that on the list. What, Anon asked 29 days ago, what is a mellow bar? Okay, so bit of a backstory. And I'll actually link to this video either up there or in the description down below. Back in college, my good friend Andy and I, we made a video together. We made a short advert for a mellow bar. And a mellow bar is a chocolate bar which is chocolate on the outside and creamy caramel on the inside. The reality it was just a Whisper Gold with a printed wrapper over it. And it was good fun to actually make that at the time. And fun little fact, you get to see my dad's arm hand Andy the chocolate bar. And that's the only recorded footage that's on the internet of my dad on the internet. So yeah, if you feel like watching it, it's only like 30 seconds long. And you might notice a familiar jingle. You might notice a familiar jingle that I use a lot with my videos in that advert, and that's where I first saw that jingle and I first used it, and it's royalty free as far as I know, because frankly I've been using this music jingle for 20 years and no one's called me out on it. But yeah, I liked it, and that's why I use it. It's the music's called It's Cool, for those who are interested. Yeah, it's an advert for a chocolate bar. Check out my video. Yeah, 20. Wait, how was I? 37, 17. No, it's sorry, I tell a lie. I was at college at the time, so it would be more like 17 years ago. But that's still a long time ago. Anon asks, what time is it? I think I keep going for about another 20 minutes and then we'll wrap it up. Do you paint or draw much? If so, there are any examples of your work online? I used to draw a lot during my university years, and I used to be quite good. Funny thing, when I was at school, I used to do pictures of drawings, painting, and that kind of stuff. And my art teacher said I was actually pretty good, but I never pursued it. I never developed it more because of the fact that I wanted to be a computer game programmer. And so I kind of dropped it and I didn't develop my drawing skills. It wasn't until around college/university where I actually picked it up again, trying to do some basic anime drawings, like, well, anime girls, because that was the big thing in the 90s, especially big tittied anime girls. Yes, I was one of those people who drew naked big titty girls, and I got kind of okay with it. But again, my interest kind of waned a little bit, and I didn't really carry on a bit. Actually, so I'm going to see if I can actually find it. I'm going to see if I can find these pictures. And then not the tittied stuff, obviously, but the more family-friendly pictures that I did. And then I'll see if I can post it in the video here while I'm editing this video later on. Actually, come to think of it, this t-shirt right here, all right? Don't know if you can see that because I can't see the screen. But this t-shirt here, I actually drew myself using my finger, testing out a tablet. God, I hope... Oh, actually, that didn't work. Is that all right? Did that work? All right, I'm going to assume that worked. Oh, no. Everyone can see how bold I really am. Oh. There we go. Did you? I thought you got some pro to design. It looks really good. Thank you. That's very kind of you to say. I also did a picture. I also drew a quick sketch of Viv's birthday card with a picture of her and a picture of me, and she liked that very much. So good points to me. What else? And on us 28 days ago, did you ever lose something really important? I lost my mind and my virginity. These are important things which I have lost. Actually, that's not true at all. My virginity is worthless. To answer that question seriously, I'm not sure. I'm sure I have. I mean, I don't know. I can't really think of anything that important I've lost. I mean, I've had some friends. We've kind of grown apart in some cases. That's quite important. But I'm hoping to get back with some of my old school friends, and I will. So in a way, they're not lost. They're just over there for us to reconnect. I don't know. I have to think about it. Oh, thank you. And on us 28 days ago, more slept on GRAX'S videos. I don't know what you mean by that. Slept on? Dream videos, perhaps? I mean, I did actually try and find some of my old written... I had this idea of like going through my old website years and years ago when I used to blog, when I used to write things. And I found some of the dreams which I wrote down. So I was thinking about retelling these stories again. But I don't know what you mean, Anon. Sorry. Anon's favourite phone. Right now, my favourite phone is the OnePlus 7 Pro. It's a nice little phone, which is nice and big and chunky. Well, no, it's not big and chunky. It's like 256 storage, and it is fast and smooth. And one of the nice features it has is, it's got a camera on top for selfies, like that. Oh, you get to see the camera. You get to see how my setup is. Hello, but there's a little pop-up camera there. which is really cool because it allows to have a really huge screen like this, and there's no lens there. I will admit there will probably be a mechanical failure here, which is a pain in the ass, but right now that's my current favorite phone. Yeah. Let's see. How many more questions have we got? Let's see. Yeah, I could probably go through this. Cool. Right. Anon asked 5 days ago, will you put your cover of Winter Wonderland on Spotify? Yes. I will also release a Christmas album. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to create a Christmas album. And I'm going to release it to the world. And one of these hits are going to stick. And I will make the royalty money every year. And I'll be set for life. I just need to write the song. How hard is it to write 13 songs? Really? I'm not asking how hard is it to write 13 good songs. That's madness. But one. I just need one. And granted, the Winter Wonderland cover, which I'll post up here or here, the Winter Wonderland cover is not that great. It was silly. But yeah, I'm going to do it. Which Let's Play did you hate more? Mirror's Edge, Braid, or Catherine? What a question. Which one did I hate more? Mirror's Edge, Braid, or Catherine? They were all painful in their own individual ways. I think that... I think it was Braid the most I didn't like. Only by a whisker. Only by a whisker. I think I hated that the most. Don't get me wrong, it's a great game. All these games are great. But it was something about that, and I think it was because I was trying to do as much as I can for a long period of time. What I mean by that is I would stream for like a good several hours, like 4 or 5 hours, just to try and do a section. And I'm no good at puzzle games anyway, as evidence shows. And it's like I got very, very tired and frustrated. With Catherine, it was frustrating, but I broke it down into chunks. But yeah, I would say Braid because it was just exhausting, and it's a puzzle game, which I'm not a big fan of. No, let me rephrase that. It's a puzzle game, which I'm not very good at puzzle games. Have I ever eaten haggis? The answer is yes. We've got video footage here. Or here. Sorry, I'm still getting used to which side I need to point at for making these pop-up appears. I've eaten haggis. I like haggis. Favorite Pokemon is Charizard. It's always been Charizard. All these questions are from Anonymous. Are you sure you're a Twitch affiliate? We can't give you bits when you stream. Really? I know last 16 days ago. Really? You can't give me... Hold on. I'm pretty sure I'm a Twitch affiliate. Because I got the achievement. And I've got 50 odd subscribers and... Oh. Well, one of the things I haven't been doing is I haven't been streaming frequently, but they wouldn't take away your affiliate status, would they? Let's see. Hang on, I'll be right back. I don't know where. Yeah, there might be a setting which I haven't set up properly. I'll look into that. But thank you for bringing that up, Anonymous. Let's see, what else? Anonymous asked 15 days ago, where did the name RG come from? Well, this is an interesting story. It's RG came from a combination of my real name and Andy's name. Real name. This is the actual name. So it was like AH for Andy Harland. So that's the R sound. and the G sound is from my surname and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of like a phonetic combination of our names. So it's RG, which also sounds like RG, as in Romeo Golf and all that kind of stuff. And we sort of combined it together, and we thought, oh, actually, that's quite clever. So that's where the name come from. It's a combination of our names. Let's see. So, Anon asked 5 days ago, will any burp in my anus merch be available to the run-up for Christmas? No, I haven't prepared any merch or any kind of stuff to give to the public for Christmas 2019, sorry, but 2020... yeah, 2020, sorry, I thought... Wait, hang on. I'm just going back to what Tom Mayhew said about Wax GRAX'S 2021. Are you sure you want 2021? That gives me 2 years. That gives me 2 years to actually prepare my body, which is very generous of you. Anyway, so no merch for 2019. 2020, who can say, really? I'd like to, though. Also, and now, finally, Anon asked 1 hour ago, baby, love Viv X. That's not very anonymous, Viv. It's not very anonymous. That's not very anonymous. 1, baby. 2, no, we're not going to have a baby anytime soon. And the only reason why you're bringing this up, is because of right. I made a tweet earlier on, right? Because I listened to Impact Theory. I'll put a video. Impact Theory, and it happened to have the guest Neil deGrasse Tyson on it, and he was talking about his desire to be a good parent by allowing children to be curious and inquisitive, and the way to do that is to not squash, rather than encourage them to be creative and curious, is to not squash their curiosity, blah, blah, blah. And I thought this was cool, so I did a tweet. And then PDT jumped on and says, hey, have you knocked up Viv? And I'm like, no, that wasn't the point of the message. And now I was like, oh, fucking babies. No, not literally fucking babies. That sounded wrong. It's like, oh gosh, darn babies, not fucking babies. I don't fuck babies. Don't fuck babies. Why would you want to do that? So, where was I going with this? No. I'll answer that question. No. And that's it. That's every chat's question. That's every question in curiouscat.me. And I think now would be a good time to bring the stream to an end. In fact, this is a very good time to bring the stream to an end. I just want to thank everybody who's joined me today on this stream. Thank you for listening to me talk about my China holidays and allowing me to answer your questions. I especially thank you for joining me, especially considering that in the UK right now there was an election debate between Jeremy Corbyn and Alexander Boris Johnson on TV, and this was a terrible case of what's the word I'm looking for? Bad timing for broadcasting. Because frankly, who's going to watch the presidential election debate when they could watch me, watch Grax, talking for an hour and a half? But yes, thank you very much for watching this stream. JC for Prime Minister, JC for PM. That is a very bold statement. I will say this, I personally would not want the Tories in power. I don't care what happens after the election. I just think that they've done a terrible job of the country. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who thinks that. There you go. I got it on record. I'm not voting Tories. Which is a conservative that's a nickname. For people who don't know who the Tories are, they're the Conservative Party. But I do need to look at the manifestos of all the other parties before I make a decision. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. So yeah, back to me. thank you very much for watching my stream, and I would like you to follow me. I'd like you to join me in this journey of the internet. How could you follow me? You could do this in a variety of ways. If you are on Twitch right now, why don't you give me a follow? Push the heart up there. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. If you don't want to watch me live, but you want to watch me at a time that's convenient for you, follow me on youtube.com/GRAX'Bishop, where I will upload stream videos that I do. I upload the replays, the video on demand versions of my streams. I also do other videos here and there and everywhere. And if you want to follow me elsewhere, there's also Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, all GRAX'Bishop, all easy to find. And if you got any questions you'd like to ask me, then you can ask me on any of these platforms, but you could also ask me on curiouscat.me/GRAX'Bishop. Ask questions anonymously or put your real names on it, and I'll answer it in the next edition of What's Going On Grax. Although, if this beacon stuff is still happening and is causing problems with Curious Cat, then I might switch to another platform. But for now, curiouscat.me/GRAX'Bishop is the place to go if you want to ask me questions. So yeah, everyone, thank you very much for watching me. Thank you, Viv. Thank you, BDT. Thank you, Tom Mayhew. Thank you, I_like_Grax. And there was another person who was saying hello to me. I can't. Where is it? Oh yeah. Thank you. Can't reset ×2. Can't reset ×2. I just read what it was. I'm so sorry. I'm such an idiot. Thank you for watching me, and I will see you next month for another edition of What's Going On, Grax.